Hi, it's Natalie, and welcome back to my channel, the best place for coaches, course creators, and entrepreneurs to learn how to grow their impact and income. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to grow your following fast. And I'm specifically going to be delving into strategies that you can use to attract ideal clients and learn how to turn strangers into raving fans. If you're a coach or a course creator and you haven't subscribed to my channel, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to be notified because I post a new video every single Friday centered around how to grow your business. Okay, so let's get into today's video, right? I'm going to be showing you today the exact strategies that I use to grow my own following. You should go check me out on Instagram. It's at Natalie Santa Rosa, okay? As well as the strategies that my own clients have used to go from even 300 followers up to 5,000 followers or even up to 15,000 followers using these exact strategies today. All the strategies that I'm going to be talking about are organic, right? That means they aren't paid. Do not buy followers. If I can say anything and you learn anything from this video, it's don't go to a website and buy followers. If someone's sending you a DM about, hey, pay me this much per follower and I'll get you followers, don't reply, okay? That is not going to be helpful to you and your business. Why? Because if you're a coach or course creator, you want to get clients, right? And a lot of times what happens with either buying followers or replying to those people who say they can grow your following and it's not using organic methods, a lot of times what happens is either fake people, okay, or it's just not your ideal client, right? So it could be people who are similar, but maybe they're not exactly your ideal client. So what happens is you just build a following of people that you aren't going to be able to sell to, which is essential if you're a coach or a course creator. Now, let's get into what I recommend, and I'm going to be outlining 7 of my best tips. So tip number 1 is to make sure that your bio is actually using the SEO system that is on Instagram. So currently on Instagram, the most searchable feature is actually your bio. Believe it or not, right? Meaning that you can actually have ideal clients find you if you set up your bio correctly. Okay, so let me give you an example here with one of my own clients. All right, so this is my client, Shay Pascal. Okay, she's built her business with me from actually starting from ground zero to now she makes around 20 to 25,000 a month from her business, right? And as you can see here in the name feature, you don't want to just put your name. You want to actually put what you are and what your niche is. So for instance, Shay here has nutrition coach, okay? Something even better probably, so Shay, if you actually do end up watching this, would be to put like nutrition weight loss coach because she helps busy professionals lose fat long-term without restrictive diets through mindset and macros, okay? So the key thing is change that name there as well as put yourself a I help statement, which is basically I help niche to get result by what you offer. This will make it so that once people do come to your profile, they know immediately what you help people with and who you help. Meaning within 10 seconds, they can decide if they want to follow you or if you're just not what they're looking for. And if you're wondering, do people do this? I actually did this for my own self when I ended up hiring someone to help me with balancing my own hormones. Okay, so yes, this does work, and yes, you should do this. I've done this on my profile. It helps a bunch, as well as that's what my clients do too. The second tip for growing your following is you can use something called Instagram shoutouts. Now, I do have a couple of caveats of what I recommend with Instagram shoutouts versus what I don't recommend. So really, when you think of Instagram shoutouts, what are they first and foremost? It's basically when you're able to align yourself with someone else who is in a similar or the exact same field as you, where you essentially shout each other out on your different profiles, okay? So what does that look like? If you are, let's say you are a, what's a good example of this? Let's say you're a life coach and you help people with strategizing their life, figuring out how to get more concrete into planning so that they can actively work towards their goals. Now, let's say you align yourself with someone who has let's say they actually have a daily planner, and you're able to either get in contact with them if they're small enough, right? You want them to be big enough so that if they do shout you out, right, you'll have followers come over, look at your content, follow you, right? Or what you want to do is go to a larger company, maybe not something so huge so that you can't get a hold of their corporation, see if they'd be willing, if you paid them, to basically give you a shout out on their Instagram stories or on their feed, right? This is a very effective way of actually bringing followers over from another profile onto your profile, getting them to follow you, right? Or let's say if you are let's say you're a nutrition coach and you align yourself with someone who is a fitness coach, right? You can shout each other out on both of your different profiles, and what will happen is you basically cross-pollinate your followers, and it's something where you're not competing directly against each other, and yet you'll be able to get followers from it. Now, what I don't recommend is if people, because I've even had this happen to myself, right? So sometimes what will happen is things will pop up in your DM requests. I get this all the time. They'll be like, hey, we'll shout you out on our profile, which is like some sort of random profile that has a bunch of followers, and you can pay us to put your content on that profile, and then you'll get followers from that. I don't really recommend that. And the reason why is because you'll get a lot of unqualified followers, meaning it's either fake followers on that account, or if it is real followers, it might not be exactly your niche. So you could be growing a following of people that just aren't your niche, which isn't going to contribute to you being able to sell your coaching program or your course. So that's not going to be very fruitful for you. Another great way of really growing your following is by creating action-provoking content. So what do I mean by action-provoking content? Not creating inspiring content. So inspiring content is a great way to get people to understand your message, to get people to relate to you, to get people to identify with you, but it's not a great way to do two things. One, get it pushed out further into the algorithm with how that Instagram algorithm works. Basically, the more a post is interacted with, the more it pushes it out to more and more people. And then the other thing when it comes to this is that you also don't usually get sales at all from this. You don't get people actually interested in becoming your client. So if you're a coach or a course creator, this is just not that helpful for you, right? You'll get lots of DMs that say you're inspiring, but you won't get a lot of people wanting to become your client. So let's take a look at what this looks like in practice. Here is a post that I actually created with the intention of essentially garnering action, engagement, and then being able to, some of those people might be good fits for what I offer too, so they might become a client of mine, right? So this is a very direct post. It says, hey, I'm looking for 5 women that want to start or grow their business at 20K plus months in the next 6 months. Comment readily and I will message you directly. All right, guess what happened? We had 234 people comment ready on that post, right? So what happened is a lot of people kept commenting on it, and so it got seen by more and more and more and more people in the Instagram algorithm. It's also a really great way that I was able to even book some calls with potential clients too. Okay, now let's go look at another type of more action-provoking content. So this next piece is actually a reel I created. It ended up getting seen by a lot of people. I think it was played over 27,000 times, right? We had 924 people like this, 155 people commented on this. Why? Because it's action provoking and because I have a CTA at the bottom, right? So I'm essentially talking about the transformation, right, of what people want to be able to do on their Instagram, right? So it's very emotionally, it's an emotional catalyst, so to speak, right? And then what I do is I have a CTA at the end. It gets people to comment, and it gets pushed out to more and more and more people, right? This is a strategy that one of my clients, actually, Alexandra Radway, I'm going to show that to you in just a second. She used this, and she basically went viral on Instagram using this formula. So this is Alexandra Radway. She's also one of my clients. And what she did is she had a following of around 500 people. She really doubled down on using Reels to grow her following, right? And she used kind of my formula for creating these Reels and getting people to actually using a CTA within the Reel itself or in the caption of the Reel. And now she has close to 16,000 followers because of this. One other thing that I want to mention when it comes to creating action-provoking content is don't measure your success solely upon vanity metrics. In fact, a lot of my least engaged with content ends up getting me more clients, right? So things like likes and comments are nice, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to help you make more sales, right? When it comes to true action-provoking content, you want to think about how much action is it actually provoking in the DMs. Right? Measure your success upon that, not upon likes and comments and different things that look cool but might not be the most helpful for making more sales in your business. So if you're really interested in posting consistent content, growing your following, then guess what? And you need some more content ideas. I've actually created a full-on content guide, right? So it's a really great guide. It shows you exactly how to come up with a full month's content in a matter of minutes. That is not an exaggeration. This thing is awesome. Okay, so if you're interested in getting that guide and you'd like to get it for free, it's 100% free. All you have to do is go over on Instagram, follow me, then send me a DM with the words content guide, and you'll get it. Another piece of content that's really important for you to post if you are a coach or course creator is content that's more along the lines of building trust. So how do you build trust? You need to talk about your own story, why you chose the niche that you're in, why you do what you do, why you love doing what you do, what is your company mission, and how you've helped people, right? You need to be talking about that. That's going to build a lot of trust. You also need to be actively sharing client testimonials, client stories, client screenshots, client interviews. Okay, this is something that I do with my own business. It builds a lot of trust because people are like, oh, there's other people that this worked for, right? So this probably works, right? And so if you are going to work on creating content that helps you grow your following, but it's also going to lead to more sales, you need to also incorporate content that actually helps you build trust with your followers. Fifth thing I want to mention is that you don't actually need hashtags, right? So a lot of people talk about hashtags. There's this whole thing, I think, going around on Instagram right now. People are like, you don't need to use 30 hashtags. You only need to use 3 or 5, right? Or other people are like, I'm not just going to use 3 or 5. I got to use all 30, and there's this whole debate about hashtags. I've grown my following and I literally have never used a single hashtag ever in my entire life. Yeah. So are hashtags important? Maybe on the important scale, they're at the very bottom. Do you even need them? No, I don't currently use them. Maybe that'll change in the future, but currently I am not changing that. I don't really do anything with hashtags. I don't care about hashtags, and I've not seen that it actually makes that big of a difference. Okay? So just forget hashtags. Now, when it comes to probably one of the best ways content-wise to grow your following, it's currently Reels at the moment, right? I talked about this earlier. I showed Alexandra Radway how she had grown her account using Reels. I've also grown my following right from Reels too. What is kind of that formula for how to go about creating Reels that can help you get in front of a wider audience? One is using those trending audios, right? So you can use this in a variety of different ways. It can be the ones where people are talking and you're jumping on a trend, but you're kind of conforming it to what your niche is, right? You can do that. I've done a lot of those. You can basically talk and put one of those trending audios in the background. I've also done that on my profile too. But really it comes down to something that's a hook. You want to hook people immediately. You also want to give some sort of value, like teaser value within it. And then you want to have some sort of call to action. And those 3 things combined is what's going to help you really succeed with Reels. Now, I personally haven't had any Reels go crazy viral for myself, but just the act of posting reels, and some of my reels go more viral for me, right? That has helped me grow my following as well. Now, the 7th thing, okay, that is, I feel like sometimes controversial, right, is that you need to be interacting with your ideal clients online. That means either community engagement is what some people call it, or having a DM strategy. So within a DM strategy, I like to say that there's inbound and then there's outbound. Okay, what do I mean by that? Inbound is essentially nurturing your existing followers, building relationships with them, getting to know them better. This is going to overall lead to more clients for yourself. And then there's outbound, which I technically don't do a tremendous amount of, but still engaging with your ideal clients outside of your following leads to more of those people coming over and following you, and overall Instagram pushing your content out to more people like that. Okay, it's still something I do, and it's still something I really, really recommend. Now, if you're curious about how to go about actually setting up a proper DM strategy, building relationships with people, and how to turn strangers into paying clients, right, without being pushy or that kind of MLM style, like, hey, boss babe, I've got an amazing opportunity for you kind of thing. Yeah, don't do that. Then I actually have, basically it's my 70K a month DM strategy, right? And it's available as a free resource within my Facebook group. Okay, it's a free Facebook group. I have a lot of other trainings within that as well. And so if you're interested in joining that, just go down to the description, hit that link, and then click join. All right, everybody, I hope this video was helpful for you today, and it helps you get a lot more clients, grow your following. If you did like this video, be sure to like it. Comment below what you want me to talk about next in the next video. Hit that subscribe button and then hit the notification bell, because I put out new videos just like this one every single Friday.